tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. I'm putting intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now a give, right side. It's Hines. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Jennings lost the football, and the Jags grab it. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
In your face.
Garcia now. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Here's Garcia operating from the gun. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, defense here on the road early, they got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory.
Let's go.
It's a big play there for Seattle. 41 yards on the ground. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball.
And he's going to go down again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'll go special.
Now it's Hines. And an alley to run. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Nyheim Hines. Touchdown now on the year. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead grows to 10-0. That's fielded in the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. The quick slant caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
Friday. Go. Out.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett with touchdown. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes our score 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Garcia, complete. This is Lewis. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. 17-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. But likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Nyheim Hines with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and a rout is on here in this first half. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now the throw taken in by Chark. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6. We own them.
To throw on 3rd down. Garcia. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary in that last possession, though.
Well, a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
51 to Mike. 51 to Mike. Hey, keep it up. Keep it up. Right here, guys. Fight 51.
Now Garcia on first down. Completes it to Lee. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He got 29 yards that time.
That's good. Jacksonville, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Garcia on 1st and 10. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags first down. Now Garcia to throw. Throwing on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
51, Mike. Mike, 51. Getting the mirrors back.
Garcia now throwing again on 2nd and 10. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Here's Garcia. From the gun, he'll throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Slam. Right here, guys. Go. Right, 51. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
2nd and 9 now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
That's trash. 51.
Now Garcia going to throw on 3rd and goal. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. George Kittle, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. So the Jags will keep the offense out there as they'll decide to go for 2. Looking to throw. Garcia to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now.
Back. Good job right there. All go special.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Josh Allen has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing is Wilson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Green 80. Still got 4 down. Check 48's the mark. Check.
They go play action now. Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Garcia. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. Garcia on first down. And he's got the hook up to Landry. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Penetration. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist. Twist, twist. Kill, kill, kill. Mike 51, Mike 51.
Now Garcia to throw. Operating from the gun. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 40. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Jaguars' 32-yard line.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Good job right there. You think you gonna get this? Whip.
Wilson. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Mike 48. We gotta get the
On 3rd down, Wilson. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now Wilson on 1st down. It's caught. Block it. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
48 to Mike. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Flushed out right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Keep playing hard.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
You remember me? Let's go, baby. Where'd it go? 51's the mic. 51's the mic. In your face.
Garcia now throwing on third and long. He's going to look deep down the field. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 30. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. But
pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Check. Watch out. Hatchie. Hey, alert. Good cut.
To try again after the sack. Wilson eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. Third and long, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turned into a nice play.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. 12 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Mike 51.
Here's Garcia. From the gun, he'll throw. In trouble, and he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
51, Mike 51. You ain't doing nothing.
Back to throw. Garcia. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
It's a gain of 15 yards and leads to third down.
951, 951. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Short. 51's the mic. 51's the mic. You can't block me.
Looking to throw. Garcia. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go. Sit up. Save. Off. Motion.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
What? 380. Go. I got listen. Shit. You go tight. 164. Weak.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hines. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Now Wilson. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Watch the screen. Left pass. Go. 48's Mike. Don't let him breathe.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Check 24. 44. Hey, easy. Check. Yeah. You don't want none.
Operating from the gun. Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Gary Jennings, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point up and through by Myers, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now Garcia on 1st and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 2nd and 5. Throw left side complete. That's McKenzie. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Isaiah McKenzie, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. So the Jags will keep the offense out there as they'll decide to go for 2. That's caught at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit. Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, carrying the ball very, very happy.
I don't think you got 14. Mike spoke. Gun. Get that ball. Get that ball. Tighten up.
On second down now, it's Hines, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to pour it on. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Let's go, D. Joker. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Here we go. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. Watch the slant.
Garcia throwing on first down. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
0.
They go read option with Wilson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here.
On second down, it's Hines. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there, and now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
48.
On third down, Wilson looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hines. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll run for it with Hines, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Watch the slant. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now Garcia to throw on second down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he loses the football a second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby.
12.
They'll run on first down. Hines, he'll have a first down inside the 10. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that rushing touchdown, his fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Garcia now throwing on third and long. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Check. Check hot route. Hot something. Check safety. Kill.
Here's Garcia throwing on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
On first down, it's Hines. Had a good move, but only able to work it to the 20-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They run again with Hines. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up. They go read option with Wilson. He may try and run for this. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during.
And my goodness, another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will extend this big lead. So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end. And, you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Seahawks, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.